Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, August 25th. And through the miracle of Mark, the best producer in the world, it is not August 25th as we record this because he is making us do all this work in advance so that we can have a beautiful, lengthy vacation in August. So kudos to Mark for keeping us on track. Kudos to you for being deep in the summer and still listening to this podcast. And we thank you for that. If you are ambling around in your summer vacation or just, kind of hauling it at work and kind of sweating it out and you're worried about something financial in your life, why don't you contact us? Just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button. Mark does everything else. And there's all sorts of great stuff on the website. So bookmark it. You can always go back to it. Today, we are on the line with Leah, who is here with us from Houston, Texas. Mark, I've never been to Houston ever, maybe like a stopover once. So are you a lifelong Texan, Leah?
I'm lifelong, born and raised.
In Houston or somewhere else?
Houston.
Oh my God, you really haven't moved away.
I have not.
Do you pine to be someplace else? Do you say like, oh, I want to go to, where's the place you'd want to live?
My family has all migrated to Austin and I actually love it there, but it's very expensive.
Because all of the knuckleheads from like the East Coast were like, oh, my kid's moving to Austin. And and by the way, explosive growth during COVID. And I mean before, but also during COVID. So, wow.
Yes.
How far is it to get from Houston to Austin?
Well, I actually live in a small suburb outside of Houston called Cypress. And from Cypress to Austin to my family, it's a little less than 2.5 hours.
Well, that kind of is good, though, don't you think? Sometimes
oh, yeah.
A little distance is good. So what brings you to us today?
Well, on that Austin note, my husband and I always thought about buying property when we retired in Austin. And as we started looking, it just isn't feasible, we don't think, number one. And number two, we decided to find something closer since we're not ready to retire. So we bought a second property about an hour away.
Okay, so cool. So tell us about yourselves.
I'm 53. My husband's 52. Mm-hmm. We both make about $150 a year. Him, give or take, he's in sales. And then I also have we have 3 children, 3 boys.
You forgot about them. By the way, she's like, wait, I actually have 3 children. Hold on a second. So besides the second home, we own 3 children. How old are they?
26, 23, and 15.
Wow. What's with that 8-year difference, girl?
Gifts come in all sorts of sizes.
Are the 26 and the 23-year-old launched?
They are fully launched.
Great. That's great. So 15-year-old is what, a freshman or sophomore in high school?
He's going to be a sophomore now. 3 years left of high school.
Okay. Do you guys have some money saved for college for him?
So we have a couple of brokerage accounts. One of them we kind of have tagged for college. So I know I probably should do a college savings. There's about $40,000 in that. So we do need to up it.
Is he going to be the kind of kid who goes to in-state school? I mean, you've got a nice system there in Texas.
His dream is LSU, but we'll see. But otherwise, we're voting in-state.
So $40,000 is not going to be enough to go to either LSU or in-state. How much do you need to have socked away if he goes in the University of Texas system, do you think?
Probably 80 to 100.
Okay. So we're close. We're not so far off. You got some years here. So you guys make $300,000 a year. And your husband a little bit variable because in sales. Are you both contributing to retirement accounts?
We are. We both contribute 6% in our company. Yes, sorry. And our company does another 4%, so 10%.
But you don't work at the same place?
No.
Wait, you mean you both have that same exact thing? You both have? That's so weird. Okay.
It is weird.
How much money is in your 401k right now?
We both also just changed jobs, so very small. Mine has about 6 in it and his has about 20.
All right. Where's the rest of that retirement money? Tell me about that.
So we have 2 rollover IRAs combined at $663.
Okay, great.
We
Okay. And
also
then,
have a brokerage that has
okay.
about
So you had the
250.
one brokerage that was the college, it's quote unquote college money. And then
Right.
what else? What other brokerage?
We have about close to 250 in another brokerage.
Okay. How about money in the bank?
So we also have a Roth IRA of 11,000. We
Hmm.
have an HSA of 32,000, which I've already maxed out for the year.
Hmm.
We have some I bonds worth 40K. And then I have, because I'm a spreadsheet person, I have an emergency fund with about 30K just for our normal living. And then when we bought this property, I put aside another 85K just to have for taxes. And yeah,
That's great. How much did you buy the second home for?
the second home we purchased for 1.4.
Oh,
Uh,
you don't mess around.
no, this
When
is
you said
retirement
another
living.
home, I was like, I was thinking like, oh, there's going to be about 300, 400,000.
This is
No.
our future retirement home.
Geez, Louise. Okay. What kind of mortgage is on this $1.4 million second home?
It's 30-year mortgage.
Hmm.
We owe 975,000 and it's at 3.25%.
Okay. Now, presumably there is a primary residence. How much is
Yeah.
that worth?
It's worth 580. We have
Okay.
a 15-year mortgage. We have 230,000 left on it and it's 2%.
You couldn't be happy in this primary residence. In other words, you didn't downsize, you upsized.
Right. Our intention is when our youngest one graduates and go to school, we will probably sell this primary home and move to the secondary home.
Okay. Which will become a primary.
Right.
Where'd the down payment on the new home come from?
I was just about to ask that. Where did you get that $500,000 smackers to put down on that second home?
Well, we've been saving for years, wanting to move to Austin. And so like I said, my husband in sales, and before COVID, he was actually making a lot more. So been saving a lot in cash and in brokerage. So we
So
cashed
you
out
just
some more.
drained that and said,
Yes.
we're going for it. And that's it. No,
Yes.
Schlesinger, you cannot tell us to do anything different. But ostensibly, when you sell the primary, we'll see what you're doing at that point. But, you could knock off a third of that mortgage pretty quickly. Okay. So are either of you going to be entitled to a pension?
No.
You got to wait till your kid graduates from college. Like, in other words, can you move right away? Like, okay, 3 years from now, we're putting the house up for sale. Or is it more like 7 years?
No, we would probably, once we get him settled, in 4 years probably max, even though he'll go to high school after 3. So we would.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so it's going to happen soon after. And then, but you're only in your late 50s at that point. Are you still working?
My husband is for sure. I would like to continue if I could part-time. Otherwise, I would still be full-time.
Okay, like you're willing to bite the bullet, basically.
I am.
Okay.
And also, I wanted to let you know that I have an annuity of 30K every year that's tax-free for life.
Why? Did you have some sort of horrible accident?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
That's always how you get that. Or you could have been a lottery winner, which would have been a much more interesting story for the pod.
Yes, that would have.
Okay, so you've got 30 grand a year for the annuity. What's the Social Security benefit look like for you guys at your full retirement ages? So which is probably 67.
Full retirement at 70, you said?
Give me 67.
67, we're both at 3,200.
Now, once we have your big, massive house at this undisclosed location, what do you think your expenses are going to be?
We probably spend about 10K
Okay.
a month.
And what's the mortgage payment on the new house?
4,300.
All right. So we really know that you guys need like $5,000. Well, wait a minute. And what's the current mortgage, the current house, primary house? What does that cost you? A couple grand a year? Probably less.
Well, when you say that, I didn't escrow. So the 4,300 is principal and interest only. Escrow would be like another 2,000 a month. And then our primary is 1,600 a month plus another like 1,500 a month because I escrow myself for both.
All right, but it's still so. But like net, it sounds like another $4,000.
Yeah,
a month, right? 4 to 5. So if I said 15 grand a month, it wouldn't surprise us.
right.
Okay, so 15 grand a month is what it looks like the basic need is. Then what we have to do is see like, okay, well, you'll have money coming in the door, right? You will have about $106,000-7,000 that'll be coming in and on an annualized basis. So that gives you, like $9,000 out of your 15 grand. So that's pretty good. So we need to get $6,000 a month from your portfolios. Doesn't that sound right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. And so right now I'm just looking at the assets, so like $1,000,000-ish bucks. And then we got your 350. So 1.35-ish. But you're going to keep working, right? So I don't have to like make myself crazy to make you like retire at age 60 or something magical like that. Do you have a year that you're thinking about?
My husband's good. He says he's fine to work till he's whenever, 65, 70. I mean, he loves his job.
Oh, that's so nice.
So my oldest is married and my middle son's looking to be engaged. So I know that I will be a grandparent soon. So I just want flexibility. So
I see.
60 would be great.
Yeah.
58 would be greater.
Mark, what do you think? Do you think they're lining this up well? Presuming we sell that primary residence. And by the way, I'm not sure when you sell the primary, just because you've got a low mortgage rate on that house, I'm not so sure that you should pay down that mortgage, because we may want, like if I were to sell your house right now and I add up all your assets, you're about at 1.7 million, just about. Now, this is a today thing. I'm not even growing your money. I'm not putting any more money away for you. That means that I can generate almost the money you need to get to that 15 grand a month just with your portfolio. So I actually feel like you guys can do this. Presuming, like he's going to work, you're going to keep paying for stuff, you sell the house, you add the 350 to the brokerage account. You don't necessarily pay down the 975 is what I'm suggesting.
Okay, was going to be my question.
I don't think so. I think you're going to need that money. I think you're in good shape. Weirdly, because that you went nuts with this house. Like you went bananas, guys.
Yes.
That's got to be a huge house. How many square feet?
4,500.
Jeez, come on. What are you thinking? Are you thinking everyone's going to live with you? Who wants them?
Our boys and their fiance and wife go almost every other weekend. They're having 6 friends come out this weekend. We really did it for the family. My husband and children hunt. So this is part of hunting. It's a whole bunch of everything tied up in one.
There's a lot going on there. Hunting. You know how I feel about that. I'm already scared. I'm not going near you, Leah. I think you're in good shape. Are there any other questions that you guys have? Are you managing the money yourselves?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I like that.
I do have one question.
Go
Should I be throwing any extra at the mortgage?
No. No extra money.
At the second? Okay.
No. I want theme of the 50s and 60s of these 2 decades, the 50s and 60s, liquidity.
Yes.
Liquidity. We want you to have access to the money. And that's why and by the way, it would be one thing if you bought the house and your interest rate was 7% on your mortgage, but you have 2 incredibly affordable mortgages. Here's what I predict, Mark. In 3 or 4 years, Leah comes back on the air and she's like, I really want to give our primary residence to one of our daughters or sons who's married, and we just want to give it to them. And that's the answer to that right now. So a preemptive, no way. So anyone wants that primary house, they buy it from you because you do need the money.
Got it.
I need that money.
Okay.
All right. Leah from Houston, thank you so much for joining us today. Really, it's great to chat with you. If you are trying to supersize your retirement, just like Leah and her husband, give us a holler, because I might lay down on the tracks and say, please don't do it. But, if you've done it, you've done it, and we'll make it happen, and we'll figure out the best way around you. JillOnMoney.com is our website. Click the Contact Us button and let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Mark does a great job with that every single Friday. And put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. It's going to make that person feel better. It's going to make you feel better. Grit, growth, grace. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.